Hey yo, I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again with another G.I. Joe action figure review. Today, we've got something kind of special for y'all. So we're looking at the 2018 G.I. Joe Convention exclusive paratrooper figure, the Paraviper Officer. This is the parachute exclusive. So what they do is they actually take these and they have a kind of parachute event where they go to the top of the building at the convention and kind of throw these things off for the kids and watch the little parachutes open and everything. And it's a pretty cool event. So, but they actually do come in two different versions. We have with us today the carded version along with the loose version here, the bagged version here. So for today's episode anyways, since these are the same figures, I just wanted to show you that they did come in two different versions here, carded and the bagged version. We're not actually going to open the carded version, but I've got it here for y'all to see. Very cool looking. But we are going to go ahead and open this cool bagged version here. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and just slice the bag open. And we get inside of it another bagged figure, the actual figure itself, and the file card. The file card actually comes in this nice little sealed plastic baggie as well. And we'll go ahead and pull that off and take a look at it real fast. Hold it up there so y'all can pause it here and read through the file card if you would like. Nice, just a regular card back here, so they didn't put red on it or anything like that, but that's okay. So yes, now we'll move on to the actual figure itself. Let's zoom in just a little bit here. We got a piece of tape here holding this thing together, so we'll go ahead and just cut that tape off and dump the figure out. Then we've got the helmet here, the figure, the cool parachute itself, and our accessory bag. We'll go ahead and unbox this here, cut the tape on this, and dump all these accessories out as well. And see what goodies we have. There we go. So there is everything that we get in the set here. We'll start here with the figure stand, these are always nice. Pretty standard 25th anniversary version of the figure stand. Nice raised logo on the top. Python Paraviper Officer on the bottom side, whatever you want to call it. And it does have two pegs on it. We can get the light to show that. 2-foot pegs, so those are cool. I love these things. Let's see, let's go to the little knife here. We do have this nice little knife here. Not real detailed, but some decent stuff anyways here. Very cool looking. And there is a little side piece here on his leg here, where the knife just fits in like so. Nice and tight, so you don't have to worry about it dropping off or anything like that. So I always appreciate the fact that we do have those carrying pieces here. We've got a nice little submachine gun. Again, some pretty decent levels of detail here. I don't know what kind of machine gun this is, so y'all weapons experts out there, feel free to drop a comment down below to let us know what that actually is. I'm sure people will appreciate that. I should probably go look these things up before I start these reviews, but that's no fun for me. So we also have a nice pair of goggles here. They are slightly oversized, but they're meant to fit on top of the helmet, like so. And then you can kind of actually drop it down over top of the face mask as well. Not quite as easily and it looks a little bit nicer that way. So anyways, cool little goggles. Some nice detail. They are kind of translucent there, so you can kind of see through them, and got kind of a nice frosty effect going on there. So that's very cool. While we're at it, let's take a look at the helmet here. This is a very nice looking actual helmet. We got this nice color scheme going on here, this nice gold plated kind of stuff here, and they've got the translucent color for the face mask, and some of the hoses coming out of the mouth here as well, so that's kind of cool. The helmet does fit on top of the guy right there pretty easily, and it looks pretty cool actually, so very nice there. I like that. Let's see here. We'll do the parachute last, I think. So let's go ahead and just look at the figure itself. Again, this is the Python Patrol version of the Paratrooper, and this is actually the Paraviper Officer. So slightly different than the regular Paratrooper, but still cool. We got some nice details going on here. The Python Patrol logo here on the front. Looking at the back, we get all the nice details. If I can zoom in a little bit more for y'all here and get some little better light. You can see the really nice looking pattern that's going on here. Nice red stripes on the black costume itself. Some red highlights here, there, and abouts. So they did a good job with this one. I previously looked at the Saw Viper release from the Python Patrol version, and I wasn't really all that impressed with it. However, on this Paraviper Officer, I actually really like the way that the costume is working. So, yeah, it's kind of weird the way that stuff works here. Some of them just click with you and some of them don't. But for this particular figure, I really do like the color scheme, and it does really work really well. So, very nice there. I do like this one. Let's take a look at some of the accessories here while we are at it. So he's got these cool finny things on his arms, an altimeter and everything like that, but these little fin things are a little bit new for me, so I don't really know what those are unless they are just to help him glide through the air a little bit more, maybe help him direct things. But they're cool looking anyway, so whatever they're supposed to be there for, they're nice looking. Got the nice red patches and some of these little doodads. Like I say, the holster for the knife is very cool. The other thing I'm going to point out is on the back of his legs here, he does have his flippers here, and they are removable. Not easily removable, but there you go. They just pop off. They actually have this just little peg on the back of his leg, and the flippers just kind of peg in there. So when he dives out of the airplane or whatever, he lands in the water, and then he has ready access to his flippers, and they just pop off and peg on the bottom of his feet there. So that's kind of a cool little thing, and I am actually really impressed that they thought enough to actually include that little peg there to hold these things on. So that is really awesome, and kudos for that. That's really cool. So yeah, that's cool. Articulation wise, the head does spin 360 degrees, and I just rotated it off completely, so whoops. So it spins 360 degrees, although it seems to be slightly limited to what is that, about 180 degrees right there, before you start hitting into the potentially twisting it off there. But again, you can just pop it back on there. Not a lot of detail in the actual head sculpt itself. Some of the other versions we've seen of this convention exclusives, they've actually had the Python Patrol pattern kind of extended to their face masks. They didn't for this guy, and it really doesn't bother me all that much, to be honest with you, so no big deal there. Does have the standard ball and swivel joint at the shoulder, standard ball and swivel at the elbow, and just a standard wrist twist at the wrist. Chest articulation there, twist and shout, and then he's got the cool ab crunch feature going on there as well. Standard T-hook at the waist, so no limit there whatsoever. Double knee joints as well. And then a swivel and rocker there at his ankle. So all in all, really cool articulation. The jump pack thing here works really well. It kind of just fits over top of him here. You can take this thing off and do whatever you want to with it, but this one fits really nicely and actually latches and seems to stay in place pretty well. So that's a good thing. And the color scheme they've gone with, they did a really good job with this gold color here. I don't know really how well it shows up on the camera or not, but the actual gold itself is really well done. It's a nice gold plastic. It's not like painted on or anything like that. It's kind of molded, and it just works really well for whatever reason. So it's got kind of a nice shiny consistency. So that is very cool. We'll go ahead and take his helmet and slap it on him like so. And we'll throw his goggles on there. Then we can load him up with his knife here on his sheath on his boot. And then his other weapon here, his machine gun, just kind of fits in his hand, and he's ready to paratroop out and then go do some damage. So very cool looking. Nice job with this guy all around. The other thing that we'll point out now, as we get to the parachute, is the actual parachute pack he's wearing has these nice extended straps on it with these little loopy things. They actually connect in with this parachute and lets him kind of disconnect and connect the parachute. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. I'm going to zoom back out here so we get a nice wide shot here. The parachute itself comes kind of rolled up and folded here and tied up. So you just have to kind of work your way through that as you unfold this thing. Just kind of pull those through and untie it. Lots of loops and straps and things here, so I don't really know if there's a really good way to do this or not, but anyways, let's unfold this parachute. It's actually a rather large parachute. We'll zoom out as far as we can so you can get the full effect here. So a nice Cobra logo here on the parachute. For size comparison, here's the actual figure itself. So you can see it's a really nice looking parachute. Then what you do is you will take the little straps here, and you can just attach them to these little wings here. So let's zoom back in. So you just take the little buckles here on the edge of the straps and just attach them like so. They just kind of slide in there. It works really nicely, actually. Just like that right there. And then you throw this thing up in the air, let it go, and it should fall down to the earth like a parachute. I don't have a good way of demonstrating that, so I don't know. I may take this outside here in a minute and throw it up in the air and see what happens. But if I don't get around to doing that, it's still really awesome. The actual straps themselves hold fairly well. They will pop off pretty easily also. But as far as, just tossing the guy in the air, he's not going to come loose, or at least I don't think he will too much. They put quite a bit of thought into this and have it engineered pretty well, so you don't really have to worry about damaging the figure that way. You just kind of float to the ground here, and then you can kind of disconnect this once he gets on land, and he can run off and fight G.I. Joe and whoever else he can come across. So yeah, that is a cool looking figure here. I do really love these parachute figures. I've not actually reviewed many of them here for y'all before, but I've got a few of them in my collection, so they are really nice. So yeah, there you go. There is the Python Paraviper Officer. Very nice job here. These things, since they are convention exclusive, they're kind of hard to come by, but not too terribly bad. These things usually run About the same as the rest of the exclusive figures here, so there's not really a lot of difference between these and the other ones. So unfortunately on the secondary market you are looking at around $100. The loose ones in the bags are sometimes a little bit cheaper than that. You can usually get them around 75 or so. But you just kind of have to watch the market itself, and those prices fluctuate. But you can sometimes really get a good deal on the carded figures for about the same price. So, you know, make your own judgment call as to what you're willing to pay for these things. But right now they're going around 75 to 100, so just kind of keep that in mind. And again, this is 2018, so depending on when you watch this video, that price may change a little bit. But this is a cool figure. I really like this one. Yeah, so there you go. There is my review. That's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. Drop some comments down below to let us know what you think of the parachute troopers in general, the convention version of them anyways. And then also let us know what you think of this Python Paraviper officer. If you'd like to see anything in the future, let us know that in the comments section as well. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up, or there is also the other option of a thumbs down, but I don't really recommend that too much, but that's up to you. Anyways, till next time, yo Joe.